will mute me over there on Facebook, and I'll wait till it says, hey, you're live, and then I'll start telling you my fun little system. Okay. Hi, it's Cassidy. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Ask Dr. Callahan Facebook Live. Today, we are going to talk about a question that I get a lot at conferences. It's parents who come up and they say, I really want to include activities in my course curriculum. I'd love for my students to learn in a hands-on way, but I just don't know where to find that stuff. And so I thought I would share with you my super simple 3-step system for putting activities into your curriculum. And it's like really short. Step 1 is to ask your student what they like. It seems really basic, and I guess it is, but the very first step is to find out what they're going to be interested in. What do they like? What do they enjoy? And usually, moms especially, but dads too, can just rattle off what their kids are interested in because they're either doing it all the time or they're talking about it all the time. I asked a mom this and she could give me 5 things immediately. She was, my son's into music and photography and skateboarding. I went, oh, that's great. So those are 3 things. So you write down their list of things. Then you look at the curriculum, and this is step 2. You get out the textbook, and I have one. Let me grab it. Okay. This is our Algebra 2 with Trig book, okay? And I'll show you exactly what you do. You open it, and, you know, when you look at the front of, when you look at the front of a textbook, it's got, you know, the table of contents in the front that tells you, okay, here's chapter 1, and here's everything that we cover, right? And so it says algebra and real numbers, polynomials, factoring, rational expressions, integers, and it uses all these math words, right? Well, those are the math words that you want to use in step 3, which is to type it into Google. And I'm being completely serious. You go to Google and you type in polynomials in skateboarding and hit enter. You can even add other keywords like activity or high school or math, and you'll type in homeschool. Don't usually use homeschool. That one doesn't work so good. You really, the ones that give you the list of activities where you have a supply list and a step-by-step guide, it's really, they'll usually just call those activities. So if you're searching on Google, you'll just want to put math, activity, polynomials, skateboarding, and hit enter. Within like the top 10, you'll have options of stuff that you can do. Websites like NASA are great. PBS.org is another one that's great. They have lots of education initiatives that they put on, so you can find activities that are high-level math, especially at NASA. They have high-level math, but they also connect it with high school, and so they take out the high school subject. But even with the NASA one, if you're wanting to connect it to your textbook or, you know, where in this does it fit, you're going to want to connect the math terms in the activity with whatever the table of contents for your lesson says. Now, I'll give you one last tip before I let you go, and that is in our Algebra 2 with Trig book, and this one, I love this book for this reason. But this is, what is this? This is College Algebra with Trigonometry. It's, I forget who the publisher is, but the author is Barnett Ziegler and Bylene. I'm supposed to know. McGraw-Hill. It's from McGraw-Hill. And that was going to be my guess, but I'm live, remember, and I didn't want to say that if I wasn't absolutely right. So it's McGraw-Hill. But in the back, the McGraw-Hill book has what's called, and I'll show you this, you're going to think it's awesome. It's called an applications index. Is this not amazing? I tell you, this is a math teacher's best friend. It lists off things like, and I'm going to read these to you, okay? I'll hold the book up so you can tell I'm reading. It's got acid rain, velocity, half-life, that stuff, you know, carbon dating and how they find out how old something is. They've got intelligent quotient, that's your IQ. You can calculate your IQ, and it's trig. And that fits into, just in case you're wondering, that's page 108 of our Algebra 2 with Trig course. So anyways, you can use the application index, but even in other curriculum, if you don't have this fabulous book, which I'm sorry, I love it, and I'm biased, I totally admit that, but even if you don't have this book, any textbook, you can look in and see the chapter title and go to Google and search, like, let's just open and pick some math term, okay? This lesson is called Graphing Tangents and Cotangents, okay? That's what this lesson, I just opened the book to a random lesson. It's called Graphing with Tangents and Cotangents. If you go to Google and you plug in math activity home, like H-O-M-E for at home, and then graphing tangent, and then their interest subject, so skateboarding, music, photography, engineering, NASA, rockets, parabolas, whatever you want to plug in there, and you hit enter, Google will pull up tons of stuff that you can do. And so that's it. That is my easy peasy 3-step system for not only finding really cool activities you can do at home for your math classroom, but because you picked the topic out of your textbook, then when you do that activity, you know exactly where it fits into your curriculum, and you can give them credit. You can count these projects for a test grade, and have them demonstrate their knowledge of the concepts through a project instead of a written paper test. You can give them extra credit. You can count it as a homework grade. There's lots of ways to do the grading of it, but that is how you find them and integrate them, and I highly, highly encourage you to do that because it just makes learning so much more fun when you can get outside and do stuff with your hands. So I hope that you guys have fun learning and that you enjoyed that 3-step system. If you use this, please tag us and tell us about the activity that you used and how you found it. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye, everybody.